journey on the Original Women Network, where we are decoding the startup world for you. Today we're talking about the glass ceiling, which is an unacknowledged barrier that women face when advancing their careers. And we have a very special guest today, Kanika Tekriwal of JetSetGo, which is called the Uber of the skies. She has shattered the glass ceiling herself because she's operating in a space which is an exclusive boys-only aviation club. Let's welcome Kanika to the show. Kanika, welcome to the show. We're so happy to have you today.
Thank you so much, Ati.
Super. So let's dive right in. You have started your business JetSetGo when you were 28. Okay. जब मैं 28 थी, I had just started off in McKinsey and I didn't even know what was happening with me. So how did you manage that? And let's hear more about, how you started JetSetGo.
I think to put it briefly and not eat too much into your time, I think it was, I was very passionate about aviation. I wanted to become a pilot, but due to my family background and everything, that wasn't an option as such. And, girls from our families don't work, girls from our families don't become pilots. And I was like, And I think I just believed that I could do something, and I got this. It wasn't an idea. It was something that was brewing in my brain for a very long time. And step by step, I just figured it out. I never took it seriously, to be honest, at that time. I was like, let me see if it works and where it's going to go, etc. And then it just worked out. I don't know how, yeah.
That's a really fabulous story. But now, you have all these big clients, you have government officials who are your customers. So how do they take you seriously?
So, I think, Ati, to be honest, initially it was very, very difficult to have them, forget take me seriously, even pick up my phone or give me a meeting. Like, give me a meeting, that's very far-fetched. Even pick up my phone. As we, proved our way and as we showed what we were doing, slowly, they came to us. People realized the value we were adding. And today, I think being a girl is more advantageous than anything else because I think we're more honest, there's more integrity, we're more well-mannered. I think business ethics with us are very different as compared to, I wouldn't say men, but as compared to an older generation or whatever you may say. So now it's really easy, but I think at that point of time, they used to all laugh. They're like, koi choti si bachchi kuch kar rahi hai. And, usko, theek hai, phone utha lo, beta. They used to all call me beta. Now from beta, I've become ma'am, which is damn cool, I think.
That's the dream, beta se ma'am. Perfect. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit, about JetSetGo and, what is it that you're doing? I know you're called the Uber of the skies, but a little bit about your journey in setting it up and, what you are doing.
So, it's really funny, Ati. When we started out, we actually wanted to create a marketplace for planes. Very, very like, I would say, the whole mission when we started the business was to actually create a marketplace just like, say, a Make My Trip or a Kayak or a Skyscanner. And it was only post starting it that we realized that we're not solving a real problem. It's not the booking of the plane, but it's the service, the experience, the delivery, the commitment that goes behind it. So we said, hang on, we then went back to the drawing board and we said, look, if we really want to change quality, delivery, service and commitment, what do we do? So we said, okay, so we'll have to buy our own planes. And we went into the numbers for that. And I said, if capital wasn't a constraint, I'm going to go and buy 30 planes and change the way the country flies. The only problem to that was, people who already own planes in India were subsidizing their costs and selling them to others. So we had to fix that problem. So then I went to aircraft owners and I said, why are you losing money on your planes? Why are they cost centers? They should become profit centers. And slowly in a year's time, from owning no planes and being a marketplace, we became, I think, India's largest private jet fleet operator. And we had 0 planes of our own at that time. We continue to do the same, to be honest. And the way it works is that we basically don't own any aircrafts. We manage and operate aircrafts that belong to others, which are on lease rentals to us, etc. And we let people charter them from us. And so the approach, the mission was very simple at that time. It was reduce aircraft ownership costs for owners, as well as decrease customer charter costs and increase the market size, which we've done, of course. Yeah.
So we're talking about glass ceilings today, and needless to say, you're operating in a segment where there is so much government regulation, there is so much, control. So how do you go about it? How do you do it for your own business? Do you have a separate department? How does it work?
So, I think we are one of the most regulated businesses globally. It's not only in India, but anywhere in the world, aviation is the most regulated business. It's been brilliant working with the government, working with the regulator in India. We have a very, very strong ethics policy and we do everything the straight way. And I personally think if you have the right team whose mindset or thought process is the same as you are, that we're not going to do anything illegal or we're not going to do anything that is against the company's principles, you get your way through. So, I remember when I was small, I used to go to the regulator, younger, not small, younger. And I would like, uncle, please ye kar dijiye, bhaiya, please ye kar dijiye. Everyone became an uncle and bhaiya. Now, the same people have seen me grow up, in the industry, and they've been very supportive and kind. And I've got a very good team which works on this regularly. Yeah.
I was saying that's a great way of doing it, right? I mean, whatever works, but you're starting to make your linkages. And in fact, that brings me to my next question, that what was the leadership style, or what is the current leadership style that you're employing? What works for you? Are you authoritative? Are you collaborative? And, do you have a millennial touch to the whole thing? So tell us more about that.
So, I think I've always wanted to create a culture which is very open and transparent in the office. And so I believe, we're a company of no secrets. There's nothing that's confidential. Everyone from the driver to the director knows what's going on. And which basically leads to a lot of collaboration. And it's always, I try to hire people who are smarter than me, who can, explain, teach me things rather than me being the other way around. But yeah, I'm also a very, very aggressive person. And I've been told that way more than I would like to hear. So yeah, if I don't see things going the way they should be, I will go to any extent to make sure we're perfect.
Tell us 3 tips that you could give, 3 or however many tips for women who are doing similar things in industries which are male dominated.
If I had to say what's worked for me is you have to believe in yourself. And it's a very ghasa peta line. Everyone keeps saying believe in yourself, believe in yourself. But at the end of it, it's all about that. The whole world is going to say no. The whole world is going to say you can't do it. The whole world is going to say, aap ladki ho, aap cupcake bana lo, kapde bana lo, blah, blah, blah. But you have to believe that you're a girl and that's why you can do it, or you're a human and that's why you can do it. And I think the other thing is that, you've got to be, I think the best value any entrepreneur brings to a table is honesty and transparency. So I think if whatever you may be doing, even if it's cooking food, if you're promising something, make sure you deliver what you promise. And I think honesty and transparency in running a business takes you a long way. And I think the third thing would be that, it's not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of blood, tears, sweat. I cry 4 times a week sometimes. I cry for 4 times a month sometimes. And, there is going to be a lot of hardships. And you have to deal with it.
Those are the absolutely perfect tips, really. So great.
Thank you.
Okay. Any examples in your own company where women have also broken glass ceilings, where they're doing roles which are, male dominated usually?
Aviation has been a very male dominated industry for a very long time. And we got private aviation is also what we do is an on-call service. So you could be called at 2 a.m. for a 5 a.m. flight. And I took up this initiative of getting a lot of women pilots in the cockpit. And it wasn't taken very well by most people, to be honest. And I think we were one of the first NSOP companies to employ a lot of female pilots and, get them into the cockpit, get them flying. I was questioned a lot about it. I was harassed for it by some people almost. I remember a customer got into the plane and said, called me and said, "Apne cabin crew ko plane udane ko bol diya." I was like, "What? Are you nuts?" He was like, "Nahi, isko kahan se laye? How can she fly? Itni choti si bachchi lag rahi hai." I was like, "You have no choice. Either you can wait for 3 hours, I'll change your plane, or you're going to go." He says, "Look, my meeting is not going to leave me with no choice. I have to go." And he flew, and then, the cabin crew called me up and said, "Ma'am, pure raste Hanuman Chalisa pad rahe the," because he was so scared. And then he landed and I called him and I said, "Look, how was your flight?" And he's like, "It's quite good. Nothing's changed." So yeah, I think, we're employing women in engineering, we're employing women in operations, which is normally not done in an industry like ours. Yeah.
I mean, these roles are all changing. Hopefully, I say, in 10 years, we won't even be discussing these issues. There'll be enough women pilots, there'll be enough women in operations, and all those things will be sorted out, right? So, hopefully, keeping our fingers crossed. One example where you yourself face discrimination, you've actually given me a lot of examples, but one case which you remember particularly and how you stood up to it.
So, I tell you something which I think a lot of people will relate to. When I just started the business, we'd gone to make a sales pitch to a very, very big organization, and the owner of that organization, the chairman or whatever you may call it. And I was the last person to enter the conference room. And he was like, "Excuse me, miss, can you ask everyone what they want, tea, coffee?" And, I was like, oh, shoot, there goes all my confidence. I was like, now what do I do? I almost had crying, like, I had tears in my eyes. And I lost all my confidence, and I somehow went in there, regained it. It's your first sales pitch. It's the first time in front of someone so big. And then that guy thinks you're going to get him tea or coffee. And I turned around and said, "Excuse me, but, I'm the one who runs this company, and I've come to make this pitch to you to use my place." And he was like, okay. And I knew the meeting was over before it started. I had to fix things very, very fast. And I did go around fixing them. Today, he's one of our biggest customers. He's one of our biggest promoters, if I may say it. Like, he goes and tells the whole world, only use JetSetGo, blah, blah, blah. So we changed things. But yeah, and so, I think the way I look at it, I could have gotten really angry about it, ignored him, said, "I won't do business with such a human being, blah, blah, blah." Or fixed it. By God's grace, it wasn't my decision to fix it. It was my desperation to fix it. If I had no choice, I would be like, get lost. But I knew I didn't have any choice. And it taught me a lesson that, there is going to be discrimination. There is going to be a lot of hardships you'll face simply because the whole world doesn't think the way you do. So, but you've got to keep going, and you've got to keep figuring it out. And you've got to turn every piece of discrimination you face into a victory. I think that's more important.
Inspiring to hear your story. आपने सुन लिया है कनिका से, blood भी होगा, sweat भी होगा, tears भी होंगे, discrimination भी होगा, right? And all women can do to break the glass ceiling is just keep at it, keep tapping it, and it will break one day. And that's basically what we're all trying to do. Super, Kanika. Thank you so much for recording with us, and thank you so much for being on the show. That's a wrap from me and the folks at the Original Women Network, the platform that shows you how to own it like a boss. If there is a certain topic that you want us to discuss, please write in with your feedback and your suggestions. See you next Saturday for another episode. Bye-bye.